right, everybody. I have Marilyn here from Quick Dams. You've heard me talk about Quick Dams for over a year now, and I think it's just a good idea to check in and see how things are going up there in Pawtucket. Did I say it right?
You
Pawtucket, Rhode
did.
Island. I've been
Protect
there. I've been there. I've been to that facility. It's amazing. It's amazing the work that you all do, these products that you're putting out. So just tell me real quick, why is Quick Dam different than, why not go get the free sandbags down at the Sandbag Distribution Center?
There's a lot of reasons of the differences. Number one, there's a limit to those
True.
per household. Okay. And then when you have to dispose of them, there are restrictions and regulations on how to dispose of this bacteria ridden sack of sand. Okay. They're heavy and they're just not conducive of the best solution on the market today. For years and years and years, yes,
right.
they were what we had. We have something better.
Right. So if you guys have, right, and if you've seen the new movie Twisters, they talk about polymer. I was, and no pun intended, I was blown away when I saw it on opening night. And the star of the show there, the main character, the female scientist, Kate, was talking about this polymer and how it would absorb the moisture and stop the tornado. That's science fiction. This is reality. You're literally using science and water to fight water. That's pretty remarkable. So it is. It's like the same kind of stuff that's in, like they said in the movie, in diapers, as you guys explained it to me a year ago. And so you don't have to fill anything. You go to the store, Lowe's, Home Depot, we'll talk about that more in a minute, where people can get them. And you can get a box of these things and they weigh next to nothing compared to sandbags. Look at that. Exactly.
This is all the polymer. Okay. Right. It's a powder polymer in the bottom of this sack. Okay. So that's it. This polymer right here, the one that Mark was talking about, that's in the twister, in the tornado, is what's inside here. This is going to absorb 4 gallons, just this little bit of polymer is going to absorb and contain 4 gallons of water. Now, what you want to do when you do get these, and you will get them, is give them a shimmy and a shake, reactivate them with fresh water.
Right.
These are for fresh water only, folks. Fresh water, give them a little bit of activation so they have some weight to them, because along with hurricanes comes wind. We don't want these to blow away. You're going to spend some money on these. You want them to last, because they will last for you. You can use them during the entire season.
Yeah, yeah.
Rainstorm after rainstorm, they will dehydrate and reabsorb more water.
Yeah, we put some on top of our Tacoma on this big giant hail group, and they lasted for like 2 or 3 months out there, and they had that Dallas heat. We stored the Tacoma at an industrial park for one of our friends out there, Jeff, and I'd fly in and out of the Dallas area in our first year of this hail project, and they were all activated on top. The idea was that they would absorb the hailstone impacts, and I'd have these, perfectly intact hailstones, and they would still be up there dry, if you will. And then, of course, I get in these storms again, and it would rain, and they would reabsorb, and they did fantastic. And then what we did when we were winding things up, this was like at the very end of June, went up to Parker, Colorado, and my friend Matt and I, mainly Matt, peeled them off, because they kind of stuck to the bottom, because the polymer will get a little sticky.
And they will. It gets sticky and slimy, like a used baby diaper.
Right.
But just water is the sediment.
Right. So we literally, exactly. So we split him open, and then he's got a nice lawn, lives in a nice neighborhood. And I said, just throw the stuff in the yard, and it'll be gone in a few days in that bright sunshine in Colorado. And that is exactly what happened. So let's talk about that. When you're done with these, whenever that may be, maybe the end of hurricane season, you had to use them a couple of times. How do you dispose of them? What's the best way?
So the best way to get even more value out of this extremely valuable product is to cut it open, take that polymer out, and put it in your soil, because this polymer absorbs moisture. So it's going to keep that moisture in your soil for you. I wouldn't suggest you put it on grass, because it's very slippery.
Well, we did.
And you're going to break something. So it is slippery, unless you want the kids to have a cool slip and slide.
Kids like it because it looks like fake snow. I mean,
yeah, exactly. So put this in your garden, put it in your under your bushes, anywhere where you're not going to walk, but it's biodegradable. It's non-toxic. It's very animals. It's okay. If they happen to lick something, it's okay. If your child happens to digest some, it's okay. It's going to pass right through. So it's completely non-toxic and environmentally friendly. A woman created this.
Right. And you can't say that about sandbags. You're not dumping sand everywhere. That nasty.
You're not. And if you do,
yeah,
let's hope you don't grow a third arm.
Right. And then what do you do with the outer case part?
Put it in the trash.
Or
you can even put it in the recycle bin.
Yeah, and landscapers could use it too, if I understand.
That's right. Right. Because it's the same material that landscapers use when they're doing their gardens, right?
That's amazing. So in addition to the flood bags, there are obviously a bunch of other different products for freshwater, and they range in sizes from, like, let's just talk about that a second. There's some that I call them, they're the water dams. They look like socks.
Yeah.
And those can go along windowsills, around stuff like that. And these are good, of course, for not just hurricanes and severe weather, but your water tank has a problem.
That's right.
If you got little kids and they do splashing, you got the drip mats, which I got a box of those ready for hurricane season for my vehicle.
Yeah.
Because, we're wet when we're out there. It works for winter weather. It's just really, really neat. I couldn't believe it when I saw it with my own two eyes last July. And it's just like I talk about it, and here it is. These are the people that do it. One of them, anyway. Carol's the owner and the president, and this is Marilyn, and up in Pawtucket, Rhode Island. So you guys have had quite the year up there with a lot of rain in the Northeast. There's more coming. Let's talk about Debbie real quick.
Yeah.
You're not just producing product and shipping it and doing a great female-owned business. You are also monitoring and keeping in touch with some of your big partners through emails. I get those emails. You guys are like the weather wizards, seriously, of your company here. You're informing your clients all around the country, and you're still in Great Britain. Is the UK partnership still going? So globally?
Yes, very well.
So the weather is a big part of your business. Talk about how you monitor stuff. And we know you watch the HurricaneTrack.com stuff, so we can
sure do.
Just, but you're more engaged with the weather than just a normal operational, like, passively. You're very actively involved with it. So each day that email goes out to who? Let's talk about that a little bit, how you monitor these potential flood events.
So I'm literally looking for the storms so that I know and can anticipate when and where they're coming and going. Then I will take a look at the inventory of my retail partners and say, okay, this is where the storm is coming. Let's say, for instance, with Debbie, even today, tomorrow, the next day, I know that it's going to hit New York, New Jersey, Pennsylvania, Maine, Connecticut, Mass. It's going to go all the way up the East Coast. We've already packed and shipped, I don't even know how many thousands in the last couple of days that went to Florida.
Wow,
So that's already done. Now we're rushing through to hit the East Coast. Now they already have stock for the most part, but that's all going to get sold off. Sure. I've got to make sure that they get replenished and become whole again, and also have a surplus, because I know that they're going to get swamped literally with orders. So again, like I said, and the weather has been absolutely so crazy that it's not even in one part of the nation right now.
Right.
So, we're watching out for the hurricane, but in the middle of it, the Midwest has not stopped yet.
Right.
I mean, my goodness, Chicago has never seen so much rain. Yeah. I've never shipped flood bags to Wyoming before. Where is this coming from? And
the warmer climate.
Get another Hillary in California.
Yeah.
So, this is a constant every day, every hour on the hour. I've got YouTube up with all my weather forecasting stations, and I'm just like, what'd they just say? And I'm clipping it, and then I put it all together with their inventories spotlighted where they need more, and I send it to them, and then we have discussions, and then I get production involved, and then we just go.
Yeah,
and our team is phenomenal.
Oh, yeah. Like I said, I've met a lot of them in person, and what's really key to this you can't be reactionary. Now, certainly you can be reactionary on short-term emergencies, and you have to be, but you're trying to get ahead of this because you're talking about some big companies, Lowe's,
Yes,
Home
Home
Depot, True
Depot.
Value. I mean, this is not small potato stuff. You're talking massive amounts of inventory for a
Right.
big customer base of the lower 48 up to Alaska, globally over in the UK. And I mean, it is just remarkable. So if people need to get something, let's talk about that. Oh, I've put it off. I've put it off. I've heard Mark talk about Quick Dam, but I didn't want to spend the money on it. But now you have to. You think, oh,
Right.
man, how can people get hold of these? What is the fastest way locally? And then we'll talk about online ordering after that.
So locally, the best way, Lowe's and Home Depot are very good at keeping their shelves stocked. They definitely heed our advice and they trust us, and we partner very well together, which is amazing.
That's great.
Yeah, it truly is a compliment to our partnership. And so you can go to any of their locations in the plumbing department, all the way in the back. You'll see our orange, they're in a bag, but this is our orange and black logo, and grab them there. If they don't happen to have them in stock, because it does happen, you can also try your local Aces or True Values or Do It Bests. A lot of them stock it. Their distribution centers have them in stock. So once their franchisees run out, they can order them and get them quick. But again, they're independent franchisees. They all decide whether or not they want to carry it. When it comes to the other big box guys, they get it. The buyer makes that decision, and that's it.
That's
so
great.
The other opportunity is .com. Amazon can ship and you can get it the next day. HomeDepot.com, Lowe's.com, TractorSupply.com.
Yeah, even those respective websites of the big box retailers.
Yeah.
I think if everything is, if it exists, it seems to be on Amazon, but that is true. And so, you go into a Lowe's or a Home Depot and there's a flood threat coming. Look, we get it. You're probably very stressed. Just ask if you need to. Go right to that customer service counter. I need, and pull up a picture. I need this right here. Or better yet, get the app or go to Lowe's.com or HomeDepot.com. Show them the SKU number, the SKU number, and maybe the person up front doesn't know about Quick Dams because they have 50,000 things in there, but they can look it up. They can tell you right where to go, because when you're dealing with a flood, time is of the essence. And speaking of that, when I was doing my research for the Hail Project in 2023, $60 billion in damage from hail. We think of rain as such a necessary part of life, and it is. We drink it, we swim in it. The water, the ocean is fantastic, but it can also, just like hail, can be very damaging. And it's sort of that silent, forgotten threat. Talk about some of the numbers just to get the point home to people. Look, rain is an impact. Over the last several years, let's talk about, I mean, you wouldn't be in business if there wasn't a flood problem.
That's right. We are completely weather dependent. I mean,
but you're also solving a problem, because flooding, and we're talking about primarily freshwater flooding. We'll wrap this up in a moment, because you do have some products that can deal with a larger threat of either brackish water or salt water from storm surge. But storm surge, that's a lot harder. If it's a minimal surge, that can be mitigated against with some of your products. But these big surges, 10, 15, 20 feet, you need the flood insurance, and you need to just get your stuff out, because you're probably going to lose your property.
This is true.
Quick Dam is, you're not building two-story houses, house-size dams to prevent that. But
all right, shh, because Carol will try.
Yeah, of course you will. Of course you will. Well, like in the movie, what was it? Tyler Owen, I think was the character's name. He said you would need a silo full of the polymer to really stop a tornado, and Kate proved him wrong. I know I just spoiled the movie for those of you that didn't see it. It's science fiction though. But so this is pretty remarkable stuff. And again, I thought it was important, as often as I mention it in the videos, we are trying to help people. If and I'll just cite an example. If Pepsi came along and said, "Hey, man, we'd like to give you a sponsorship, and here's a nice check, and just mention our products." Well, that's great. Soda's not good for you, for one thing. But I like Pepsi. It tastes good. Great. That's wonderful.
I
But
like
it
a
doesn't
nice
really,
check.
right. It doesn't help people.
Right.
When I get a few different companies a year that'll approach me about one thing or the other, most of them, I'm just like, I didn't get that feeling. And with you
Right.
guys, especially when I came up there and saw it with my own two eyes, it's about that trust, that relationship that you've got something, and that's the Jerry Maguire. I know it is, and my fault for citing something, but it's like, help me help you to help me. That's right. That's what this is. And ladies and gentlemen, I'm telling you, it is an amazing product. We've got them in our house, certainly
Yeah.
supplied by you guys, of course, but
Yeah.
I have literally used it when I had to change some stuff under my kitchen sink. The garbage disposal was messing up, and the way the trap thing comes down, I unscrewed it, and I had one of the flood bags, this is before I got my drip mats, down there, and all that water came down. And did I have a mess? No, I did not. It just absorbed into the flood bag, and I didn't have to use 5 rolls of Bounty paper towels. So look, you can use it for household problems, toilets overflowing, bathtubs, water heaters, you name it. People tracking in mud and water and snow and mess during the winter, it doesn't matter. And then what we're really trying to help you with is flood mitigation.
Right.
And if you do not have flood insurance, you are literally screwed. And it's going to be a big financial hit to you. So you could spend a few $100s on enough supplies to save your $500,000 plus house.
Right.
Business.
Not only that, the memories. You can't put a price on the memories that are going to be destroyed.
Right. And then the stress of it all, just having
to forget the insurance. I just don't want any problems. Give me a floodgate. My floodgate is going to go in my entry doorway. It takes 2 minutes just to slap it in there, crank it in to fit and snug size into your doorway. You're good to go. That is, you've got 2 feet of water protection, and that's salt or fresh.
That's true.
We've also got our water curbs, which are water-filled tubes. Those are saltwater usable. There's also our water force, which is perimeter protection for hospitals, schools, libraries. If you have a home that you want to protect perimeter-wise. The water force is something to definitely look at, especially for the municipalities. So quickdams.com, check everything out. We've got something for you. I promise you.
Your high-end production value YouTube videos are seriously, I couldn't believe that when I was like, really? Like, I'm just so impressed with it. And I appreciate you coming on to talk about it. Sort of as real as it can get. I mean, these people up there, and we even stopped in the wintertime.
That's right.
On one of the utility poles right outside their company. And I snuck the company logo in the absorbent specialty products into a Fox Weather.
I saw that.
Yep. The ice and snow up there. I couldn't help myself. All right. I'll put a link to all of this for you folks in the YouTube video, and you guys can check it out. And quickdams.com. Marilyn, thank you so much for spending time with me. Good luck with everything, and we'll see you again soon, I'm sure.
Oh, absolutely. Thank you so much. Please visit quickdams.com. Give it a shot.
Yeah, you won't be sorry. It'll help you.
No,
Flood mitigation in the modern era, fighting water with water. Thanks a lot, Marilyn.
Thank you so much, Mark.